Hey guys, this is Spin, and I'm here again. I'm going to do another Doomsday Kingdom review, concentrating almost solely on the artwork. Before you on the page is James Milne's YouTube page. You really need to subscribe to that and put on the bell. He does the Doomsday Kingdom artwork, and he does that live streaming. It takes hours sometimes for him to complete just one page. I'm going to be talking about all the work that he puts into everything. Doomsday Kingdom, if you do not know, is an up-and-coming indie comic with a focus on a zombie genre story with its own twist. So the author is Ronnie Hayes and our artist is James Milne. You can look for all your Doomsday Kingdom needs here on doomsdaykingdom.com. It's an easy web page to follow. Please check it out if you have an interest, and if you're part of the map mob especially, check it out, because you don't know what you're missing. When Ronnie works on something, he makes it happen. Then I would also just like to share quickly that these guys, you know, they're putting themselves out there. What they make barely recoups their costs. So just imagine the amount of time that goes into just one issue. If James is doing a 4-hour live stream of just one page, I mean, the amount of time is just crazy. I mean, he works a job in his regular life, and you know, doing all of this, he explains things while he's doing it. He's got a live audience a lot of the time. I can barely walk and chew gum. And of course, in order to have great artwork, you do have to have some great ideas and detailed descriptions of, you know, what's wanted by the author. So Ronnie is a vital part to the process, which I'm sure that he'll be happy to know. Again, though, you know, when you're a little bit older, you can look back and, you know, and you think about that you took a safer route because this kind of stuff seemed out of your capability. It was just too risky. And these guys are really putting themselves out there. They're putting themselves into this. They're sharing, you know, something that's, it's really making them vulnerable in a way. So it's time, it's money, it's energy, it's effort, it's patience, it's coordination, it's communication. These guys really deserve a lot of credit. So I would like to show you first what artwork is not. This is not what James does, okay? This is just what people may imagine to happen. Also, this is not artwork where you just put a special effect on some little item and then as it goes through it becomes whatever. Okay? Artwork is this. I'm going to show you, this is just a glimpse into the type of work that James is doing, the time he takes. This is a piece that I ended up buying the original artwork to. It comes out just fantastically. I'm going to let this play for a few minutes while I do try to talk about some other stuff. I really feel like the time he puts into this, what we get out of it, is well worth it. While this goes on, I'm going to show you a few other things though, and then we'll check back in with this just to see where he's gone with it, okay? I just want to share briefly. Here is part of my collection. These are the first 3 issues, Signature Series, 1, 2, and 3. I also have the variant cover of the Feed Him Post. I have a blank sketch. I have a Townfall, which is issue 4, a signature series, pardon me. And then I have the day and night variant from Ronnie for the feeding post, and I have the variant Katie bloodbath. I like to share those because anyone who has not seen them yet, this is what you have in store. It really is starting to come together. These are, if you have a signature series, these are the cards that come with them. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And this, the one in the bottom right hand corner, that's the one that we are seeing right now, James creating. It's just incredible. The time he takes, he just looks at it, he takes time, he backs off, I mean, that's why it takes so long. He wants to perfect it, and I, for one, really appreciate that effort. When you watch it live, your appreciation really, really grows. Okay, so what I think he's doing and what I think he's succeeding at is he's engaging our senses, our touch, taste, sight, hearing, smell, and so forth. So, because it's so important to convey certain sensations. And so I would like to show you what I see over here as some of those sensations. Let me just plop. Let's just skip that for one moment. Let's go here. Down here in the bottom left-hand corner, we can see a panel with Tristan flipping off those cops. But what I like here is James' demonstration of not only motion, but ambiance, the fluidity of, like, the sound. You can imagine a cop car going past. You can see him falling back like he barely got out of the way. Those are the type of panels that are really important, and James has several of them. This isn't the only one, but this is one of the ones I chose to point out. He also, here in the top left with Katie, he hits upon our sense of, like, our feel. Like, he has an ambiance of the cold. He has Katie shivering. We see that with the lines and the expression on her face. But not only that, he's chosen to use blues, shades of blue, to demonstrate cold, which is excellent. And then up around her, we can see the little white puffs, or little white, like almost clouds, because, our breath in a freezer would produce kind of these little white, you see your breath. When it's cold, you see your breath. And that's what that's implying there. It's an excellent depiction of allowing you to get that sensation of cold. Also, on this particular page, I might as well just point out in the bottom right-hand corner, as Tristan goes into this dark room, I do really appreciate the fact that the minimal amount of, like, color used here to depict the dark is just amazing. I mean, those little lights, the small lights, the booths, and the outline there, I really appreciate that. I don't know if that's the hardest type of art for James to produce or not, but these dark panels, they really say a lot. The use of light, there's some light coming through that doorway on the top one there as Tristan comes through. I just am really in awe of some of the ways that this comes together, and I've never given full appreciation, I don't think, to artwork before this. All right, so let's just pop on to this. This is my favorite 2-page spread so far. And I was crying earlier because this has already been purchased by my arch enemy, Doomsday Kingdom fan club. And I don't want to tell any of you guys what's going to happen to him, because then it will be on tape. So ignore what I just said. This is outstanding. I cannot give enough credit and kudos to this right here. Top left, we see Tristan showing some deep emotion, and Katie can barely help him, to not fall completely to the ground. They have the reveal of so many hanging in the street, and then the rain, and then the frustration and the terror. There's the storm, and the storm isn't just coming, the storm is there. Now, as we scoot on over to the bottom right-hand panel, I gotta tell you, I think that one has to be some of the best artwork that I've seen yet. And you might think, okay, it's a kid in a window, blah, blah. Well, let's think about it. This kid is holding up a little sign that a kid would make. The major point of the sign is run, you know. She's got it big, she's got it in red, and she's saying run. But if you look at the sign closely, there is what a kid would do. There's a tree with a guy hanging, it's hangman. And she's got the little dashed lines, it says dying. So she's playing a game, because kids play games, but she's also depicting what they're seeing in reality out there in the street. I think that's awesome. To the bottom right of dying, we see the actual dead or the actual infected or sick or those with the virus. We see them eating other people, drinking their blood, attacking. We see that. This duality is sweet. It just says so much about the overall picture of what's happened so far in Doomsday Kingdom, how from when we didn't know anything was happening to this present point. They've been talking about a virus, they've been talking about what happens to people, they've been talking about the stages. It's incredible what James is able to do here, and I want to say some more things about that, but I want to switch to a different view. And I don't know, I bought this CBR version of the comic. The difference to me, and you can set it up how you want, but the difference to me is this just beautiful, large, full page spread. I just want to go down here before I get back to the kid. Here we go. Now check this out. Here we have Tristan being attacked as the issue starts, and we have this one infected, or I guess bitten, or whatever stage this guy happens to be at. He's attacking. You can see such energy and such motion here. But it's not just that. It's more than grrr or thwop or whatever. It's in the background, which I'll be honest, I didn't get it right off. I really didn't, because I wasn't reading it on as quite this large. I was reading it on the PDF version. And in the background, I think it's probably really clear to you guys that there's an eye. There's an eye. And it's yellow and it's glazed over. And it's in some stage of the infection. And James is showing us that this guy is in this stage, and what he's feeling that's making him act this way, James is conveying that to us via this background. It's incredible. It's sweet because it's kind of hidden, and it's kind of hidden until you pay attention, and paying attention, you know, can pay off. So all these little things that we don't think about. On the very bottom, by the way, where it says private keep out, to the right of that, there's the guy's face. Just subtly, just very subtly, you can see his eyes. So you can see a small glaze, a small yellowing, and I think that's a nice tie-in. And James, many kudos for that one. Let's go down, because what I want to show you big is coming up here. Woo! Don't look, don't look. Anyone who hasn't read this, don't look. Blah, 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 blah. All right, sorry for that. Sorry for that. Okay, we'll get back to the bridge. I want you to see what we were talking about, and here it is. All right, guys, check this out. Check this out. Okay, so now we have it really big. The tears coming out of her eyes. That's incredible. I love her little hairstyle. I can see this coming to life. I can see a little kid just like this, and I can see it coming to life. So I hope you can appreciate now a little larger the game she's playing, the message she's sending, but also the duality of the bottom, where those creeps are coming after people to get them. So just an incredible panel. And as you can see, where things are dark, those rain streaks, they come through as white. Where things are light, they come through as dark. And then there's places where it's a little bit of a combo. It's just so cool. You don't think about it, but this is something that should be appreciated more because it really, really brings a lot of emotion, a lot of James's technique into our sight. We feel this tends to make you feel very emotional. A little kid, we don't know what's going to happen to this kid. There's will we ever see her again? She's just saving them from whatever's going on. So I want to skip back real quick. Okay, here we go. Look at this. When it's edge to edge, look at this. I don't know, this is fantastic. Here's oh my goodness. So if you can't appreciate this full down the street, like when you come around the corner and you see this reveal, this is just fantastic. James, I don't know what to tell you about this except for what you've done here is to convey what a lot of, it has to be really difficult. Look at all those little houses. Look at the people hanging. There's so much more detail here in some of these. Let me show you something, and I mean it with, out of this, all due respect. Here is, that's the full page again. Here's Doomsday Kingdom issue 1. Here's a 2-page spread, and this 2-page spread shows what it needs to show. But this 2-page spread also shows us where you've taken things, how you've transformed. Because even though I can't draw a goddamn thing, and you can, and this is fine, this one's fine, but it's early on, and I can certainly tell a difference between some of the smaller details and then I can in the future issues, and you're just advancing with every issue. So I chose this spread mostly because some of the smaller, like this panel on the left in the middle, those small figures in your later work, those small figures, even as small as those are, they have more detail. And I know that takes more time, but they have more detail. It's almost as if you said, wow, this is happening. I'm putting more of myself into it. And it shows. It really shows. And as I said, nothing wrong with this one. It's showing us what we need to see, but it's also a good comparative page to that. This 2 pages, Doomsday Kingdom fan community, if you don't sell these to me, I don't know what I'm going to do to you. I love this, I need this, I want this in my life. All right, so other things that I may not have talked to you about, I talked to you about the way that James is conveying with his color, with the motion, the rain, the anguish, there's so many things that James has been doing. Let's skip back here to where he's still drawing for us. He hasn't even got to the point where he's coloring things in yet. Let me show you guys just a little bit more. This stream is one that goes on for 4 hours. So let's just jump ahead. Let me just jump ahead. Look at that. Every time you can jump ahead in this, you can see more and more of what came to life. Now this is taking him bukus of time. This is a great guy, you guys. He likes cats. You got to be a great guy to love cats. And this is, James is Ronnie's mind's hand. Get that? It's like, it can never be exactly what Ronnie may be picturing in his head. It just can't be, because we all have our own pictures in our head. But James really brings this to life, and I'm digging it. I'm really digging it. I hope everyone who's come by here is really in full appreciation of this as well. I just can't say enough. I wish there were plenty of other adjectives and whatnot to use. Before I say anything else, I'd like to plug in Well, I don't have the issue 5 cover handy, but we are going to have Tears and Terrors soon. Well, I don't know how soon. I know it takes them a while to get it all together, so I shouldn't be plugging it too early, but let me just go ahead. I want you to see a little bit further ahead. He's already doing this kind of stuff. Guys, this takes him hours. I'm just so impressed. And he just does this right in front of you. And he's talking right now. I just have him muted because, you know, we get tired of hearing him talk. We got to listen to me. All right. We've seen some of the best. There's so much more. I wish I could share with you 2 pages back here, if I don't mind. Here's that bridge scene. We all got to appreciate the bridge scene. That's a real bridge. I like the ambiance. I like the chaos and the smoke and the lightning. This is really excellent. This is right before. This is kind of, here comes a storm, and then the storm does pile out shortly thereafter. I have a, let's see here. Let's see. Nope, that ain't it. Let's see. Here. I know you all seeing my silliness, but like, I'm just gonna make it small. I don't know. Now I try to add lightning. The reason I'm showing this is because I want to say that this is because of my deep appreciation to what James has been doing. I'm doing it because I want to show you how that stuff can come to life. Here's the, here we go. Here's the 2 panels while he's fighting with his Jack Daniels bottle, which is excellent because we hate Jack Daniels and we got to get rid of it. I mean, to me, I'm showing you this because it can come to life. And I really appreciate that fluidity. And I think that as he does more and more of these, perhaps I can, you know, play with more and more of them, and you guys may or may not appreciate what I do, but certainly you should be appreciating what James does. Anybody who has not checked out Doomsday Kingdom, please check it out. It's excellent. Here's the website, again, doomsdaykingdom.com. Ronnie Hayes, shout out to you. James Milne, big shout out to you. Doomsday Kingdom Fan Club. Right now, I hate your guts because you took my sketches, my 2-page spread. But, okay, shout out to you. It's okay, bro. And shout out to the Map Mob. And that's all for now, guys. There's so much more to say, so I better shut my trap before everybody wants to kill me. Y'all have a good one. Be seeing you soon. Spin always has too much to say, so hopefully you can make it through this. All right.